Alright, everybody, welcome back to another trade recap for today, Monday, officially in the first week of May. Let's just get right into it. I didn't take any trades today, no trades. Pretty, as you can see, not a great set of price action for today. So let's just kind of just get right into it, talk about what I saw and why I didn't trade. So the first reason I didn't trade is if we go into the 90-minute cycles here, just really quickly. Oops, okay, or not. Oh no, sorry, I meant the session cycles. So if we just go straight into the session cycles here, we can see that there was just no, uh, there was too much manipulation right here between the second and third quarter of the day, right? London and AM, there was just this crazy drop here, and if we zoom in a little bit, we can see that it was just right at 6 o'clock. We just had this really weird displacement, which I don't like to see. The second thing we didn't see is that um, we didn't really sweep any Asia highs or any London highs. Asia highs did get swept, but London highs were kind of weird. It's Monday, it's an accumulation day, which means we generally don't expect price to move so much, which it did move quite a bit, but as you can see, it was pretty range bound, right? It did sweep a low, but it didn't really do too much else. So today was kind of a bit of a stranger day. So right when 9:30 opened, we kind of just chopped around for literally like almost an hour. I think over an hour actually. So I'll mark it here with a line if I could find the tool for it. Or not. I literally can't find anything. Here we go. Vertical line. So right at 9:30, you can see on the right hand side, it didn't do anything all the way till 10, 11. Right around 11 is when it started moving. So this entire hour or this entire hour and a half was just pure chop. Nothing really good happened. No fair value gaps on the 3 minute, the 5 minute. 1 minute, I think there was a few that I seen, but nothing good. Right, one right here and one right here. But overall, it was pretty trash price action. There was obviously the move lower, and theoretically, you could have taken this, but honestly, on a day like Monday where we already moved so much, this is not high probability. Yes, today it might have worked out, but in general, I would say I would avoid days like this because it's just not as high probability. Today is supposed to be a mostly accumulation day. We're not generally supposed to make big moves like this, especially not twice in back-to-back sessions. And obviously, the PM session was just absolute nonsense because of all the movement we already had for the rest of the day. So for me personally, there was no trades today. Um, and yeah, there's just too much movement. It was just a lot of chop. I would have, if I had to have traded, the short did make more sense. There was more liquidity resting here. The reversal, if we look at the 90-minute cycle, this is what I wanted to show earlier. Go back two or three. You can see is when we had in Q4 of the 90-minute cycle is when we got the, I guess, quote-unquote move of the day. But again, not high probability. This is not ideal. Just because it happened and just because it matches like my theory, like my concepts, doesn't mean I have to take it. So now going into tomorrow, what am I more interested in? I'm more interested in shorts actually still, until we tap into some form of higher time frame PD array on Tuesday. Now, could this be the low of the week? Yes, it could be. But ideally, in my mind, it's better for us to make a different low of the week. Uh, ES did tap into this fair value gap, which I like because it means if we do move lower, we'll move lower into these lows, make some sort of SMT between us and last week. But we will see kind of like what we expect. I'm not exactly sold on this way or the other way. But overall, pretty chill day today. Like I said, no trades. The afternoon session didn't really do anything. Um, yeah, and I kind of wanted to tell you guys like, you don't have to trade every day. I'll talk about my live stream right here. So in the live earlier today, a lot of you guys were like, someone was like surprised almost that I didn't take a trade on Monday. He's like, why didn't you trade today? And I was like, well, I didn't think it was gonna be a good move. And then he was kind of like, really? Like, why? Like, what? That doesn't make sense. And I'm here to tell you guys like, you can just not trade. You don't have to trade every single day, especially on a day like Monday, where statistically I've looked back at my past performance, and Mondays and Fridays are not my highest winning days. I actually lose, I would say, moves more often on those days than all the other days combined. So it makes no sense for me to be like, yeah, I know that Monday I have a lower win rate and that it's supposed to be an accumulation day where we don't really move too much. And we've already moved before the market by about, like, how much points was this? By about 270 points, 1,000 ticks. obviously I'm not going to want to trade. Even if I see a setup, even if I think like, oh, we'll probably move lower in the Q4, take out all this resting liquidity, even if I think that's going to happen, it makes no sense, especially when there's no higher time frame fair value gaps. There's nothing supporting this theory. If you look on the 1 hour, we actually inversed this fair value gap right here. You understand what I'm saying? And yes, we're not pattern traders. We don't just trade fair value gaps just because they're inverse or whatever. But to me, it makes no sense to try and take a trade like that on a day like this, when we can just wait till tomorrow and see what price action delivers for us. Which, like I said, I wanted to move lower. I'm interested in us taking out this low. I'm interested in us running the highs eventually, leaving all this liquidity resting, right? Equal highs here, or relative equal highs here, 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 all these highs here. I'm very, very interested in us doing that. But there's no need to put all that pressure onto a Monday, which, like I said, look at my past performance. It's not my best day. It's not a good day like to be trading full size or anything like that. So going into tomorrow, like I said, guys, we will be kind of planning out the rest of the week how I normally would, which means what? Monday should mostly accumulate, which it did. Build up some highs for us to come take in later. So this high, this high, this high, and this one. All of these are going to be potential targets going into the rest of the week. I want to see Tuesday come and manipulate lower into a fair value gap like this. And then I want us to form a sort of market maker buy model and start going long into the rest of the week. Now, could we move lower or higher? Obviously, this is not saying definitively, but I wanted to move lower because there's both a 1 hour gap and a daily gap. You can see it's also within this daily fair value gap. We kind of tapped into this volume imbalance over here, or if you want to consider that part of the fair value gap, you can. But me personally, that's not really enough. I would like that for people to think that's enough. I want more people to start going long. So on Tuesday, we can stop them all out and start going lower, take some liquidity, sell side, and then move higher for the rest of the week. So that's kind of my plan for the rest of the week. Pretty chill day today. It's going to be a shorter video. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't really do much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.